Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Lilibeth channel. How is everybody in the world today or night or afternoon in your time? So today, here in the Philippines, February 18, 2024, 8 a.m. local time. And the weather here is so cool because it's still early in the morning, but later on, around 10 to 2 p.m. or until 4 o'clock, you will feel the hot, the hotness weather here in the Philippines. And today is very, very quiet. Everybody's busy preparing breakfast, preparing go to church, and me, I'm here in front of my camera, sharing ideas, sharing thoughts, and information to everyone. So today you can see that I have beautiful flower. So this is my pink roses. See? So I have a story about this flower because I bought these two pots, okay? So the other color is yellow, and sad to say that the yellow one did not work, died, and this one it's almost dying. And I'm so every morning that I check on my porch, I'm just, what's wrong with these plants? I do everything to make to make them grow, and I'm so sad. So I'm planning to pull out this, but and one time I noticed that there's a new leaves coming out. So once the rose, because what I did is, once the flower starts to dry, so I have to cut it, and then it uh grows the new leaves, but the new leaves with with the flower buds. Okay, so there's so many. How many flowers is this? One, two, three, but there's so many buds now that you cannot really see it on on the camera. And yeah, so it worked, so I'm happy. So during the Valentine's, I told Frank, you don't have to buy roses, because this is I really appreciate this. Okay, so it's so pretty pink. Okay, so I just bring it here inside so that I can see what I'm talking with you guys. And wow, how many buds is this? One, two, three, four, five, six. My God, seven. So the other one is yellow. So I love the yellow color also, with the roses. So when I do research about how to take care of the rose, because rose are they really more into direct sunlight, okay, and you don't have to water every day. As long as the soil is moist, you don't have to water it, okay. So if you notice that the soil is starts to dry, that's the time that you can water the rose. They're not really into that, so they have resistance for direct sunlight. That's what they want. So I enjoy, and I have some, it grows that, there's a spinach, two types of spinach. So I don't want to remove that, because I want the seeds of the spinach, so that I have uh seeds, so that I can plant also vegetable. Oh my God, I'm so happy that, every time I go outside, it's worth it. So I just, so it's different feeling that you can see that, there's a plant, but once you see, the flower, oh my God, I don't know for men, but, as, for women, you know, it bring us joy. It bring us joy. And of course, this type of flower, it brings you good vibes, all right? So that's how I interpret, when I look this beautiful pink roses. And it reminds me of my father that, he loved flowers. That's why I think we all girls, we don't have a brother. Imagine nine girls. We don't have a brother. Okay. So it's nice, it's nice to see that, beautiful flower is not, um it's not a plastic. It's real. So I enjoy this. So maganda. Okay. So by the way, guys, later my topic for today is love is sweeter the second time around. And let's talk about personal financial. What's the difference between assets and liabilities? And of course, with the special participation of retired IRS officer in the United States. So you can see that later. He's very good in personal financial, or when it comes to money management. He's very good in that. So I learned a lot from him. Okay. And of course, I'm reading this book. You know, I learned some ideas here, but I'm not yet. I'm just well. So I read this here, but there's still a lot, because I really want to absorb what I'm reading for. Okay. So it's very important also that when it comes to, well, guys, the things that we mention, okay, this is for entertainment only. I'm not the uh, professional when it comes to financial thing, but we can give you ideas, okay, ideas how to manage your money. Okay. So for those watching right now, don't forget to give me thumbs up. Or if you want, you can share my video to others. Okay. So don't criticize me when it comes to financial, because like I said, it's for entertainment only. And I give also some ideas and information for those who wants to learn some ideas, some strategy when it comes to money management, or let's say personal financial thing. Actually, it's my schedule to go to the farmers market because last year this year they changed the schedule, so every Sunday. Well, when I check my vegetable bin, I still have a lot of vegetable. Because what I did last week, I buy bunch of vegetable, and what I did, um, some of the vegetable that I need to stock in my freezer, so I blanch. So and I stock in the freezer because like there's a certain season that this vegetable it's expensive. So I take advantage for that because now it's their season, like the string beans, broccoli. So I blanch that and store in my freezer. So it really, it really uh well, if I'm ready, to cook something, I can open my freezer and, get some of those vegetable that I blanch. So when I, because now I'm Catholic, okay? So last Wednesday is the Ash Wednesday. So it tells that we start not eating meat, okay? But sometimes when I smell the grilled pork chop and the fried chicken, oh my God! So I really attempt, but I have things that okay, no, I don't want to eat meat. Start the Ash Wednesday. Actually, some Catholic they start not to eat meat Tuesday and Friday. But me, I just want to it's just like fasting for that. So I just all the way until so it's just like uh sacrifice things like that. So just like for Muslim people they don't eat, so there's a certain time that they cannot eat, okay? So it's just like me, I can still eat, but I just avoid eating meat, okay, eating meat. But the other type of meat, mm-mm, other type. So yeah, so well, it's just like, I thought that, the Holy Week will, because last year it was April, but now it's early. So I think that's the reason why, because the Ramadan, it's early, they declare. So now it's just like, this is what I noticed. If the Ramadan, they declare early. So for the Catholic, the Holy Week is early also. So now it's March. I don't know what date, but I know that it's month of March. The Holy Week for Catholic religion. And now I noticed that, oh my God, and when I watch weekend news, that they said month of March, the electricity will goes up, and then the gas, or the gasoline, or crude oil, kerosene will goes up. But they said that when, and also the gas for cooking, my goodness. So I'm thinking that, oh, it's better to have an electric stove. Because imagine, guys, the 15 kilograms of Petron Gazole. That's the brand that I use. So the price is 1,250. So if I'm not really, if I'm often, there was a time that sometimes I bake more often. Actually, when it comes to like cooking, I'm prepared, to bake. So the 15 kilogram of gas, it lasts for about 2 months, 2 months. So if I'm not really often, to bake, it's just like about, 3 months. So imagine, guys, 1,250. So that's why, I I bought a lot of, a lot of vegetables. So I blanched. So the cooking time is less. So it's less also, using, the gas. And now I just, because I told Frank, no, I avoid eat meat. So I, fish or vegetable. And here's the thing, guys. It's common here in the Philippines that if there's an occasion like now, it's Holy Week, okay? The price of fish, because, everybody that, like I said, that some Catholic, they eat fish only Tuesday and Friday. But me, I just eat no meat, just all fish or, vegetable. The price goes up, okay? The price goes up. So before the Ash Wednesday, I bought fish for supply for the whole month. Okay, so before the Holy Week, I already got stock on my on my freezer. So that's one thing that it's it makes me feel good that instead of a Christmas gift, okay, Christmas gift that like clothes or for for girl thing. So I refuse that because it's not really it don't really bother me about that. So when Frank asked me, what do you want for your Christmas gift, and I told him, are you serious? And then he said, oh yeah. So I mentioned about the freezer. So it really works because I can stock a lot of so the freezer I can stock food for 1 or 2 months. So now I'm not really often to go to the groceries. Okay, so that's the only thing that I can go because the milk. To the milk, there's a best before. So we don't really want to we buy milk if the best before it's take a little longer. But if it's not, I just buy. I sorry guys. Wait, hold on. Hi Kiss, thank you for coming, Kiss. Sorry guys, I oh my God, I that's why I mean why I can't see the comments. So I just click the banners on on my thing. So okay, so let me welcome Kiss. Thank you for coming, Kiss. Good morning too. And Seven Ways. Hello. I just dropped by to say quick hello to you, Miss. Okay, thank you. Poots, thank you for coming, Poots. Good morning, Poots. How is your weekend? How is your Sunday? Uh, who else? Oh my God, I forgot, to say something. This, I gonna read your comment, guys. Okay. Okay, so all donation help to keep the channel going strong. Thank you for your help. Thank you. I will appreciate that if somebody give me donation. Okay, let me read this from Kiss to make goals within. Oh my God, Sorry, guys, I have to wear eyeglass. I can't. Okay, there you go. You can goals within a plan, but first you like said identify what liability and assets really is. Yeah, but after you set achievable goals and identify what is liability and asset, you will be halfway to achievement to your goal in your plan. Mm-hmm. That's right. Okay. Hello, everyone from Front Take. She finally see. Because yeah, oh my God, here's the thing is that sometimes I'm really refuse to wear eyeglasses because oh my God, it's just like oh. So I try to open my eyes, but I have no choice just to grab my eyeglass. Oh my goodness. Good morning. Okay, from Puts, good morning. My sun is very smooth but rainy today. How about you in Frank? Well, thanks God that it's raining. It's not raining here, but it's quite, even though early in the morning that you can feel it that the sun hit on your skin. It's quite hot. So I'm planning to go outside, but it's just like, oh my God, I can't stand, it's so hot outside. So actually, my porch, we have a big porch here. So it's just like the equivalent of, it's just like if you're gonna build a room, it's just like one room, okay? But I can't stand. Hi, Evan Martin. Thank you for coming. What's up? My doctor. Okay. But you know what? Put it's nice to stay in the house, if it's rainy. Okay. I love that. I love that. Oh, I need donation. My doctor, Avon. What can you see about my flower? So I need donation from my doctor because I need to go for checkup. Boots mean Antipolo, it could be rain half kilometer from my house, but sunshine at my house. Oh, so you're near in Antipolo. Antipolo is a nice place. It's especially if you're over because they said I went to Antipolo, but it's just like in the church, the Antipolo church. But some area that's they high, okay? Thank you. So Antipolo is nice also, it's a nice place also, to stay there. It's you can see the whole Metro Manila because the Antipolo it's on the mountain area. Oh, this is my doctor very sweet. As sweet as my pink roses. So I enjoy, it makes me happy when I saw my beautiful roses. Okay. Yes, I agree, Puts. So, Doc Evan Martin, would you please, would you please hit that, the dollar sign? Thank you. Yeah, it's been a long time that, I did not see my doctor. So it's good also that he's coming here. Okay, so my special participation with, okay, which one you gonna prefer, guys? Love is sweeter the second time around, or let's do first, the personal financial, which one you preferred, assets or liabilities? One thing, when I remember when it comes, it's rainy season. Oh my God, I love, I love to eat, I love to eat, my breakfast, uh, garlic rice with dried fish, or if there's a dried squid, I prefer dried squid because it's not really as salty as the dried fish. And then sunny side up egg, oh my God, I love that, so good. And then with with pickled green papaya, or we call that in achara. It was so good, so masarap. Yeah, dried fish is really, yeah, salty. Eat more rice when I have dried fish. You know what, Puts? That's why when I eat dried fish, there's a pickled green papaya. We call that achara because the pickled green papaya, there's a the sweet and sour taste. So once you eat the dried fish, it balance the salty taste of dried fish. But if you really, if you don't really want to eat a salty, try dried squid, but you have to fry that crispy. Okay, so if you're gonna fry the squid for just quick, it's kind of a chewy, so you have to fry that crispy, so it's not really salty as the other dried fish. But here's the thing that especially now, it's almost to summer thing. In my hometown, our dried fish is not salty. It's not salty as compare the dried fish in Cebu, that it's really salty. So in my hometown, so the only thing that they make that during the summer. Okay, because the reason why it's salty, because the fish, it won't easy to uh, rotten once they dry under the sun. So in my hometown, they just do that during the summer season, because it's safe. But if it's rainy season, they don't do that, because if they don't put salt, it's gonna be smelly, and the taste is different. So that's the thing that I love dried fish in my hometown because it's not salty. So well, it's just like for for average Filipino family, dried fish is always in the you know in the basket. Okay, because some, when they cook vegetable, uh well, it's just like when I was a kid, I remember what my mother uh she buy, because just only once a week, the market day. So she bought kilos of like dried fish, like we call that dilis. So and then when my mother cooked vegetables, she used that instead of meat. Okay, so it's just well, it tastes good. And some of the sliced fish, we call that pinakas in my in my dialect. So yeah, some of she used also that to add on the vegetable that she cooked, so that the vegetable has a flavor. So we don't really use salt for that, and it tastes good. Oh, here's my special guest. Okay, by I will introduce my special guest. Hello everyone, welcome to my show, Lilibet Tate channel. So I have a special participation of retired officer of IRS. Please welcome Frank Tate. Teka.
Ah, good morning, good evening to everybody.
Good morning, Mr. Frank Tate. You like my introducing, you like my introduction to you?
Ah, sure, always.
Oh my God. Did you have drinks there? Because this is a long discussion, Frank,
I'm
before.
not worried about it. After all, I can always get up and go and get something. You're the one that has to sit there.
Oh my
So,
God.
what were you guys talking about?
So we're talking about love. Okay, first, this is, because today we have two subjects. It's about relation, and the second one is about personal, financial. So which one is, for those wants to know what's the difference between assets and liabilities. Okay, so our subject for the relationship, love is sweeter the second time around.
Oh, okay.
And that's that's the thing that we're gonna discuss, Frank. We're gonna discuss. Okay. Oh my God.
Well, for some people, it might be the second time around, the third time around, the fourth time around.
So I agree what you said. It's not only on the second time, it might on the third time, or might in the fourth time. Because in a relationship, don't never stop searching. Don't because if you're gonna stop, how can you find the sweeter the third, the fourth, or whatever.
Yeah, some people have to do it until they get it right.
Exactly. So okay, here's the thing that for me, the love is sweeter in the second time. It's just like, for me, this is my through my experience, yes, I could say yes, because the first relation that I had was so bad. It's not, well, there's a thing that it's oh well, it's unfair to this man that there's a thing that we're happy, but most of the time we're not really into the happy moments. So
Oh,
uh
I understand. I was married once before.
so when's
It
the
was
okay, okay, go.
it was a failure.
Yeah,
So I
go
was
ahead,
only
Frank.
married for about a year or so, and we were really incompatible.
Hmm. How do you like my blouse, Frank?
Yeah,
it's
it's
just like
cute.
It's just like I'm like the Asian, like the room, the gladiator, they're
Yeah, the
wearing
Roman.
garment.
Yeah, I I thought of that as soon as I saw it, but I didn't want to bring up something masculine that a woman was wearing. Okay, that doesn't
Yeah,
sound right.
I don't know what they call this, but but for me it's just like okay. So my
Ah, it
shoulder
looks
is not
good.
my shoulder is not really thin, so I still have uh uh what do you call that,
Uh,
Ponji, Ponji, Ponji shoulder.
your shoulder looks perfect.
Oh,
Don't worry about that. Your shoulder looks perfect.
I think it helps, that I don't really eat I you can tell that
I'm
my shoulders start to
I am quite
small.
sure that all of the men that are watching agrees with me that there's nothing wrong with your shoulder.
Mm. Yeah, I don't know, Frank. It's just like maybe you just say that, just to make me feel good. But it's okay. It's okay. I accept the fact that, I'm no longer spraying chicken. Okay. So my body changed. My look changed. Okay,
Okay,
so
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
okay, so I'm just, what, Frank? This morning I'm so happy because I have so nice flowers. So you surprised that why there's a pot on the table, but for never mind that, because I love my flower. Anyway, so just like each failed relationship teaches valuable lesson. Okay, so like me, I learned my lesson from the first relation that I got. So on the second time, I'm very careful to know. I have to know first the person, and that was you. So I don't jump into the conclusion that okay, so things that I don't do on the first relation, I did that in you. So I have to be patient. I have to know you first. And when I realize that okay, this is the man that I really want to live. So, and that's thing that, well, it's just like for me, I don't really you feel bad about the past relationship, but for me it's just like it brings me to myself to become a good person and to become a wiser person because of what happened in the last relationship. So it becomes, I'm become wiser, to choose and to know the person. And I'm glad that I never regret that kind of decision, that to marry you, because it happens that love is sweet. Love is sweeter the second time around. So I
Yeah,
that's that's
but
you know.
that's what puts on boots says.
So I'm just so happy. And this is this is the thing that okay, and this lesson become the guiding light when you fall in love the second time around. So that's that's the thing that it did not you did not learn from the first relationship, but when you go to the second, third, like you said, that it's not only for the second time, it might third, fourth, as long as the relationship is not really compatible. So you learn every mistake, every relations that you made with this person, you learn. But sometimes, people they don't really learn because it's just like they just want, to just well, that this is the thing that I can see that, some people they don't learn because they don't want to settle down. It's just like they want to um just they want to have fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you really if you really learn and you want to settle down, okay, things that happen in you, you want to you learn. Okay.
Well, that's one of the good things about being human. Okay, we're all capable of learning all through our life process. At least we should learn or try to learn, and you get wiser as you get older. So
Yeah.
it makes life better as you learn as you go. There's no manual that you get when you're born about how to deal with life, how to deal with love, or anything. So you have to learn as you go. After all, you don't come out walking.
Yeah, that's right. So you gain a deeper understanding when it comes to relationship. Okay, so that of what you desire and in a partner and a relationship. Let me read this from Puts. Love definitely hits differently when experience is there to assess and realizing the current situation.
Yes, that's a good quote.
Hmm.
One of the things about love is some of us, um, according to how we came up, uh, some of us don't know what love is.
Yeah,
And it takes time for you to learn what love is. First, you have to learn how to love yourself before you can love someone else. Because that's the thing. When you fall in love with someone, you want to treat them like you would want to be treated. And that's what we have to learn, to treat another person the same way that you would treat yourself. At least that's the world according to Frank.
not according to vet. Hi, Scott. Thank you for coming, Scott.
How you doing, Scott?
Yeah, because it's just like, yeah, I agree what you said that some people they don't really understand what the true meaning of love. Okay,
Yeah,
true meaning of love, because love is more is all about communication, What else? You there? What else? Um, it's
One
just
thing,
it's a
um,
teamwork.
one thing that we have to learn to understand. There's a difference between infatuation and love. That's where most of us make our mistake.
No, right. So there's a question here. Can relationship work in the second time around? What do you
Most
think?
definitely. Most definitely. Because, like we were saying, you learn from your mistakes. After you have a breakup with someone, one of the things that we really need to do is take a look in the mirror. Most of the times, you will find out that people have a tendency to want to blame the other person for what happened instead of
Well,
looking at ourselves and understand what was our part in the breakup. Because there's two sides to every story, so you
yeah.
have to look at yourself and understand maybe I could change in the way that I did certain things, show some responsibility for our own actions instead of always blaming somebody else.
Yeah, this is what I noticed, Frank, that a lot of men and women, especially good, especially majority of of women, they just blame onto the man's side. But for me, I'm not into that because here's the logic that I see on the big picture. It's just like you cannot really blame into the men, or you cannot really blame into the women thing, because in a relationship it's a teamwork, right? So if there's
Yes.
something happen, you cannot really point it out just only one person. Of course you both in there, so there's something wrong with you and her, or with you with him. So this is what I noticed, that a lot of women, they just put blame on a man. But for me, no. It might, the man is more mistake than the women, but don't think that you don't have mistake when it comes to relationship.
Mm.
Okay? So it's just like maybe the percentage of the mistake that the man did is way more than the women, but you cannot really point it out just only for a man fault or just for a women fault. It's just like between you and her, between you and him. Why the relation did not work. So I think that in my analysis, that's what I look.
Well, here's one thing that, again, the world according to Frank Tate. Uh,
Not
I
according to
think
men.
we as men, um, we have a tendency to learn how to work as a team. As boys, we start out with team sports like soccer, uh, football, basketball, where no one person wins the game. It takes the team to win, so it makes us want to uh, be a good teammate and to take on some responsibilities and then pass off responsibilities to other people. We will try to manage things and make things happen. As you know, and I think everybody else knows that I was what you could call a passport bro, and I left the United States looking to see what my options were after running into so many selfish women in the United States who did not want to work as a team. Okay, most of the women want men to do everything, especially with this thing now that you hear women say that they want a provider. Okay, yes, there's nothing wrong with the man providing, but a woman has to provide too. And a
Yeah.
lot of women don't think so. That's why you hear a lot of women that think that a man's money is their money and their money is their money, and they don't know how to share, and I think boys grow up learning how to share, how to step up when they need to step up, and to step back when they need to step back. There's nothing wrong with if your woman has a better education in something or know how to do something better than you, for you to step back and let her handle it. And women have to understand that too, that they need to step back sometimes, be quiet, and let their man handle something. We both have roles that we're supposed to do to make life successful, but we have to work as a team.
Yeah.
That's the only way to be successful.
Yeah, I agree what you said, because if you're not, if there's no teamwork, you know, all the things that you're doing to her or doing to him it's worthless.
Yeah, it's kind of like remembering this old saying: um, a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. Think about that one for a second.
A chain.
It's only as strong as its weakest link.
Okay, that's so deep.
It will break if the weakest link
Yeah,
breaks.
yeah, yeah.
So it can only be that strong.
Mm-hmm.
But the chain works together,
Yeah. So
whether
if the
like
link
it's
if the link is weak, the chain
it
cannot
can't survive.
yeah, agree. Wow, that's deep, huh? Okay. So yeah, I do agree that for the second the this love is sweeter the second time around because you learn. Okay, that's what you that's what I said, that as long as the two people, okay, are grown, involved, that they grown, so the relationship, it will uh it will
If
grow.
you if you if you learn from your last relationship, then that makes you a stronger link. So the next
Mhm.
time you hook up with a chain, you're stronger.
Even though no matter what, the link is, what uh you know uh um aspect of life that where they gonna bring you, as long as the link is strong, the chain is always, always uh
The
you
chain
know
will be stronger. As you become stronger, it makes the next chain that you're in become stronger.
mm, that's
That's
nice.
that's something that we learn as boys when we get on teams in school. Like if you get on the basketball team, okay, we all feel that we're good at the game. And when we get the ball, yes, you automatically want to take the ball to the hoop. But sometimes that's not the best thing to do. Sometimes you have to pass the ball to someone else. and let them take the easiest shot instead of you trying to drive into the hole against 3 or 4 people when another
Yeah.
guy is open. Throw him the ball. Let him shoot the shot. There's no one in front of him to stop him from concentrating on hitting the hoop.
Yeah, it's just like it reminds me the song that it's just like one of the Filipino singer that one of the lyrics that you gave me you made me stronger by breaking my heart.
Well, sometimes that's the truth. Sometimes
You
that's
made
the
me
truth.
stronger by breaking my heart. You wonder my life. I better
Yeah,
once.
because you learned a lesson.
Oh yeah. Okay, so that's that's very very inspiring inspiring ideas that you share with us, Frank.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me read this from Putz. They misunderstanding man's resources. That's true.
Oh, yes. That's like I've listened to all of these bloggers, female bloggers, talk about um, how poor a man is. He's dusty and all kinds of stuff. And the thing is, they don't even know the man. They don't know
Yeah.
what's going on with him. They don't know
Mm-hmm.
what his financial situation is. They only think that they know. You'll see that a lot of these women are Western women are online talking about how much money a man has to make to date them, how much he should spend on a date, but you never hear them say what they should do on a date. You never hear them say, well, you know what? I got this. When it
Don't
comes
worry
to a
about
man taking them out, and when the bill comes, they sit back and let him pay the bill. There's nothing wrong with a woman going into her purse and saying, "No, hold on, I got this." And do they understand how much a man appreciates when a woman does something like that? How he looks at her like, "Wow, she's really nice."
it. So this is the one thing that speaking of Western women, but guys, for those watching right now, I'm not saying all Western women are doing this, but majority they are. So it's just like when it comes to dating thing, okay, they order expensive food. They just crazy. They just crazy order food, and then they don't share. They don't share things because common sense. Oh my god. For me, if I'm the man, that's turn off for me because the dating thing is just like, okay, I just invite you to have a lunch date or dinner date. It doesn't mean that I will offer that to you. You just take advantage to order everything that you want to eat. It's just like when you order, it's just like it's the end of the world. Okay, so it's just so for me it's so embarrassing. So they never think about that, and then they think that why men they don't like them because of that scenario. Because man, I get tired of that because okay, he will spend like let's say 200, $500 for that for that meal, and then after that he don't get nothing. It's just like these women, okay, I eat delicious lobster or steak, and then after that, you're bye bye. Okay, so when I watch that rank, it's just like, oh my god, what's wrong with this? What's wrong? What's wrong? I thought that United States of America is one of the high standard when it comes to education. By why those those women, they act, they don't go to school. But sorry guys, I'm not saying all, but some. Okay, okay, don't think that I'm generalize Western women. Hi MK, thank you for coming MK. So
Well, I've got one for you. Okay, as a man, you go into a club or go into a bar. Okay, you see a guy, this old friend, and he's sitting up and he's drinking and he has a beer. And you asked him, "Can I buy you a drink?" And he'll say, "Oh yeah, man, I'm drinking," and he'll hold up what he's drinking. Okay, if he's got a Budweiser or a San Miguel, he'll say, "Yeah, this is what I'm drinking." Ask the woman, she may be drinking a beer, but now because you're buying, she wants cognac, top shelf.
that's so
Why do they
expensive, the
do
cognac.
that? Why will they order the most expensive drink? Because a man offers to buy them a drink instead of drinking what they've been drinking, what they've been paying for with their money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I mentioned Frank that once somebody will invite them for a date, they take advantage that it's just like it's the end of the world for them, that they order like they don't really ask, is this the man has money, this man can able to pay this. Okay.
But a lot of them, they don't think that we as men pay attention to things like this. These are the things that really show us, is this a woman that I really want to talk to or deal with? And because she's not being down to earth, she's
Okay.
showing her greed. And they think for some reason we don't notice that and we don't pay attention to it. That's one of the biggest mistakes that they could actually make, instead of just getting something simple or whatever like that, or telling the man, no, that's all right, have a seat, let me buy you a drink.
Oh, by the way, Frank, okay, I would like to thank to the sponsor for our show is the Professional Nomad podcast. Thank you for coming and sending donation to my show, stopping to show
Thanks,
my support.
professional nomad.
Thank you so much.
Give him a clap.
Yeah. So next time, from I gonna install the mic, because the laptop is working now, the camera, so that I can press to say thank you for those want to send donation.
Ah, yes.
Thank you, the Professional Nomad podcast. I appreciate that.
But yes, that's the thing. It's about thinking about treating a person the way that you would want to be treated. And your love will grow if you do that. And because then this person should be able to understand and do the same for you. It's not that a man is supposed to do everything for a woman, or a woman is supposed to do everything for a man, but we're supposed to work together to try to make life better for both of us. And that's what we have to get if we want relationships to truly flourish.
Yeah, it's just like it reminds me that when you bring me to the Wolf Gang. I have no idea, because how expensive the place there. Oh my goodness.
Well, that's the thing. We as men, um, we don't mind spending our money on a woman is worth it. Okay. But the thing is, we have to know that. And in the West, women have gotten to the point that they think that somebody that does not know them, just to date them, should pay their rent, pay their bills. They losing their mind.
And you know what, Frank? When after but to be honest with you, I enjoy the food. The food was so great, especially the porterhouse steak. Wow, it's so tender, juicy, and so my God.
Succulent.
But yeah, but when I looked the bills and I told you, Frank, this is the first and last. I don't want to take advantage about that because I know you can afford to pay that, but for me, it's not really practical. It's not really practical, to do that. So it's just like, okay, is that the amount of that you we pay? Okay, the ambience, it's just like it doesn't matter for me. We just also pay the name of that, of the name of that restaurant. But for me, it's just like, okay, I can buy the steak, I can cook, and we can eat together. And then, there's nobody, nobody bothering us. Because you know what? To be honest with you, Frank, I'm not really comfortable. There's a two waitress and there's a captain waitress, standing in front of us. I understand that it's part of it, it's part of the service. But I'm not
Yeah.
really comfortable. I'm not really comfortable because I'm not used of going that. So I enjoy going to McDonald's, Jollibee, Burger King.
Well, they stood there. Okay. That's a part of all of that money that they charge. They're going to give you good service for your money.
Yeah. But it's just like, okay, so maybe, well, it's just like, it's a great place, it's a great place, to go on that place.
Yeah. But that's the thing. I mean, just think about it. That wasn't like our first date. Okay. That's not the first place where we ever sat down and ate together, you know. But in the West, women think that you just meet them and then you should take them to a place like that when you don't even know them. You haven't even had a chance to talk to them. Okay? No plans made. Nothing even saying that we're going to be an item.
Mm-hmm.
And then they think you should go somewhere and spend $100, $200, $300, okay, to sit down and eat. No, no way. You only do that to women who are, or that you feel is wife material, a keeper, someone that you're going to keep, not just anybody that you meet on the streets. And that's their big mistake. It shows their greed. It shows that they feel entitled and they
Yeah,
don't understand that that is a turnoff to a man.
yeah.
And I'm sure plenty of men, the men that are on your show, I'm sure they agree with me on that. Nobody likes a greedy woman.
Okay, from the professional podcast, he is not lying. They want five-star meals. Yeah. But you know what? Okay, so I'll just gonna the professional nomad podcast. As a Filipina, okay, it's not really for us as a Filipina, it's not really a big deal. Okay, so we're gonna we're very considerate. women, because if the men will bring us to the nice, okay, we appreciate that. But if we know the status, the status in life of the man that who are escorting us, we don't really demand. Okay, it's okay for us to bring us to the, we call that the carinderia, Frank, the small restaurant outside, outside the mall, or in the food
Yeah,
court, or we can eat in the street food. Well, if you're gonna
but
bring us to McDonald's, we are
In the
we
West,
appreciate.
that's a no-no. Okay, take a woman to McDonald's or Jollibees. Okay, she asked, "Are we going in there for what?" They don't want to.
So
They feel that you're supposed to spend a bunch of money on them to get to know them. Nah. So um, that's one of the things about traveling the world and finding about other people, how other people live, how other people think, and it makes you get disenchanted sometimes with the West in the way that people act and people think. Especially, like I said, those selfish, greedy females who feel entitled to everything and don't want to add on anything to a relationship. When you asked her, well, okay, if we're going to have a relationship, what do you bring to the table? And she really has no answer because the majority of them have nothing to bring to the table. And
yeah,
that's
because they
why they feel so insulted. And so they want to say, I am the table. No,
yeah.
sweetheart, you're not the table.
Okay, Frank, what can you say about those, because uh this is what I heard, Western men, they said that, once you marry to a Filipina, don't bring into the West. And some Filipina also, they tell that, okay, they said that once you marry to a Filipina, don't bring it to the West, because they become a westernized. So what
Yes.
can you say about about that kind of comment, or kind
Not,
of
let me go and get in on this. Okay. Not all Filipinos totally change. No. But I have met Filipinos in the United States who have become totally westernized. Okay.
yeah,
They sound just like the regular old American female. The greed comes out and everything. I've even heard um, Filipinos make this comment that they don't want to live around other Filipinos.
yeah,
Okay, especially those that are new coming
mm,
into the country because they actually feel that they are better than
then
you.
yeah,
Yeah, and that shocked me. That
hmm,
shocked me. I'm sure you guys have to notice that some of the, I'm not saying all, but some of the Filipinos who come back from the United States to visit home, how different they act towards you.
yeah, hmm, yeah. I can tell that, Frank. I can tell that. So it's just like,
So,
it's well,
go ahead.
for me, okay, if we move to the United States, well, it's just like, the adjustment period. It takes a little, it takes a little time. Okay. But it doesn't mean that you change, you change everything that you have when you here in the Philippines. So maybe
Well,
some,
Here's the thing. Okay, sweetheart, I am still the same man that I was in the United States. Even though I've come here, things are slower. There's certain things that I do have to adopt to. Okay, I have to get used to it because it's not the United States. I had to learn to have more patience. Okay, when it
Yeah.
comes to long lines and doing business and stuff like that. But I'm
Services.
still the same person. Okay, and that's the way it should be when you go to the United States. You don't let the United States change your core. What really makes you you. You don't let
Yeah.
you don't let the people there change that. But you do have to adapt to the system in dealing with people want things done faster and stuff like that, and the rudeness and all. That's one thing that I found here. People are not rude, and you
Mm-hmm.
will find there are a bunch of rude people in the United States, a
Yeah.
whole bunch, and all.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have to be rude to people here. Even though I may have had to be rude to some people in the United States, because when they get out of pocket, and that you have to put them back into pocket, okay? When they go start getting crazy, you have to show them that's unacceptable, and that you're not going to take that.
Okay, Frank, let me welcome to Bob. Hi, Bob. Thank you for coming, Bob. Bob, if you
Hey,
want to
Bob,
join with us, just click the the link on the first
at the
comment
top,
as a top.
at the top of the
Bob, you can see
chat.
my beautiful roses. So pretty. Yeah, it's just like, that's one thing that, yeah, I agree what you said, Frank, that, you don't have, you don't let the system change you. Okay. Because, I see that, I see a lot of, Western men that, okay, they comment about that, don't bring your Filipino wife to the United States. For what? For, okay, you marry this woman, and then you just after the after the wedding, you left her, and then you go back to the States. What's the reason why you marry her? Just to just live with her. So I
Well,
don't see the logic.
here's the good thing about the United States. Now, if you want to make money, it's a great place to be. There's plenty of opportunities to make
Mhm.
money in the United States. But the United States will corrupt you. The greed, you get gold fever.
Sure.
You
Yeah,
know,
can
I
you
don't know if
join?
everybody understands what gold fever is. It's like if you, geez, I'm trying to think of this movie with Humphrey Bogart, where Sierra Madre or something like that, I think it was called, where a guy took him up into the mountains and showed him where gold was, and then he ended up killing the guy to take the gold.
Oh yeah,
Why?
I watched I watched
Yeah,
that.
the guy brought him in, okay, helped him out, and then he got gold fever and wanted all of the gold, and
Hmm.
that's what the United States will do to you if you don't watch yourself. It will make you want it all. Want it? It's mine. It's mine. It's crazy, but you know that's life, and you have to learn. But that's why a lot of men, no, they don't want to bring their wife that they meet in a foreign country back to the United States and all. I mean, you're hopeful that no, she won't change. She won't let the system change her. She will stay the loving and caring person that I met in that country. And but she has to be aware
Yeah.
of what can happen and try to make sure that she does not let it affect her.
So you mean that, there's a lot of temptation go around, especially the system that, a person can change.
Oh yes, especially for younger people.
Mm.
The nightlife, the partying, the glitz, the glamour, the expensive cars, um, the all of the expensive clothes and stuff like that. And they see other women with this stuff and they want it. Well, it's called keeping up with the Joneses. Okay, uh, the Temptations made a song about that, and they said like the Joneses got a new car today. Is what you should say. Hooray for the Joneses. Instead, you worry till your whole head turns gray. Hooray for the Joneses. Remember, it's their car and they're the ones who have to pay. So leave those Joneses alone. Remember, your car might be old, but it never fails to get you where you want to go.
Yeah, that's one thing that I love. I love Temptation because, it tells what happened, during the time that, when they do music.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Don't worry about other people. You don't have to compete with other people. Compete with yourself. Sit down, study, learn, plan, and then handle
Yeah.
your business. Don't worry about other people's business. And if you worry about yours and do what you need to do, everything will work out all right for you.
Hello.
Hey, how y'all
Thank
What's
you for
up, bro?
joining.
doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, okay. Hey, how y'all doing?
All right, man.
All right.
Happy to see you here.
And I'm blessed to be here, baby. You know what I mean? Thank you for allowing me to join. I didn't know anybody could join. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, Frank is saying a lot of true statement stuff. I'm 47, right? So, I mean, it's really, really like that here. It's really like that. It's so comical because once you start venturing outside of the United States and meet people in other countries and stuff, you start to realize that um, it's not like that. We're programmed in a such to have to do these things because if you don't, then you'll be alone. If that makes sense, right? Women want 5-star restaurants just to sit and have a conversation with you.
Mm,
They want to eat Ruth Chris, they don't want Cheesecake Factory. They don't want things like that. You know what I mean?
yeah.
They don't want no O'Charlie. What is O'Charlie? They got the best skills in the business. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
We get pulled off the rails. That's just how it
It,
is.
they have to learn how to work together, how to be a team, instead of expecting somebody just to give them something.
Well, it comes from the government. The government has done this to them. And that's why, like you guys were just saying, a lot of people, it's not just the Filipinos, it's any woman from, let's say, Colombia, Thailand, Philippines, Cambodia, Vietnam, any foreign country. We're not We need to bring you back here. We're gonna come you because if I bring you here, then you're just gonna end up being just like them. And that's not what or not like some male or bride type of thing. You know what I mean? But women in other countries have a sense of okay, we can become a team. I'm take care of you. You take care of me. And like I was just talking about in my podcast, as a man, uh, you have to be you're expected to provide, right? So you have to put yourself in a position to provide for the entire household, right? You can't like Kevin Samuels was talking about having a lion and tiger mentality. I was just covering this on my podcast. I just finished out the series where he was talking about the lion and the tiger, right? You can't go to these countries with the lion, I mean, with the tiger mentality, or the American mentality, basically, where everything's a hookup. You might not come back home. You know what I mean? So you got to be the lion. If you notice the lion is one of the wildebeest. He takes care of everything. You might lay down and sleep for 20 hours, but then he gets up and go back out and do the same thing all over. He's the pride. A lot of men just aren't in that mindset. But a lot of the women have tiger mindsets, right? So a lot of them just think it's all about me. And tiger's a solitary creature, right? So that's why you don't see pride of tigers. You don't see one tiger. They're just out there in the jungle by themselves, sitting in the tree, waiting for someone to ride by and walk by and just catch it up, put it up in the tree. But my point is, the government programs the women to think like this because they have so many things that sponsor the women. They got programs. If right now I was a single parent, okay, I was a single parent. I raised my daughter from the age of 9 to 19 by myself. I ain't getting no help from the government or nothing.
I did the same.
You see what I'm saying? If I'd have been,
Yeah,
if I'd have been a woman, money would fall out the sky. I'd have been like this. Only way I got any kind of assistance from them is if I didn't have a job.
yeah. And let me say this. Um, I don't think that there has been enough emphasis on the single fathers out there. There
Right.
are so many single fathers raising children by themselves, and you never hear anything about it. You always hear that we're bad men, we don't do this, we don't take care of our kids, and all that. That is BS.
Especially us, right? Especially us. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You don't hear about it. But 80% of men, especially black men, don't have any kids. And
Yeah,
and they're not in jail. And they're not on the system. So the lies you tell. You know what I'm saying? It's weird, man. It's weird. You know? Yeah, but they don't. They need a narrative. They have to support the women because, like I was just saying, women spend 75% of every dollar that enters the household here, right? They push consumerism. So because they push consumerism fuels the economy because the United States government is based on consumerism. They went away from the gold standard years ago and based it off of two things: consumerism and the U.S. Army. That's why you hear about all these people trying to war where I was somebody else's business, right? Yeah,
yeah, that's why they want women to act the way that they're acting because they know that those women are going to spend that money. Now, they know we as men, we're trying to acquire some wealth. So we're not going to run out and spend it like women will spend money in the States. We're going to try to save, make an investment, and let our money make some money for us, so we don't have to work as hard to get our money. But the women, the money that you make, if you let them, they'll take it and spend it all.
So it's just like, the system, it really makes the women spoiled about that.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. 90% of kids, female, graduating from high school, they get scholarships to go to school, college. Like, if you're, oh my God, you can't be a guy in any university nowadays and do anything in school. And do anything in school. Or you're out of it, right? You can't
Yeah.
look at a woman. You're out of it. Everything is about women. And now that all of these movements have become mainstream, right? They're trying to demonize it and cancel everybody. It's really horrible. And it's really just pushing people to want to leave the country. And people leave it. So you got all of the people who are realizing what's going on, waking up, grabbing the passport, getting up out of it. At the same time, they're allowing immigrants to come in the back door and giving them money that they wouldn't give us. You know what I'm saying?
But do you really know why they're doing that?
Man.
The population rate of the United States is going down.
Yeah.
Women are having less children. With all of the abortions and everything that's going on, the population is going down.
Yeah.
Okay. And they know that they have to bring in more people because the United States cannot fight the wars that it fights without enough people to fight the wars. So they have to let people in.
I did a video on immigration, right? So let's say all the people that they're bringing in from Venezuela, they're giving them stats. So, all right, let's say you know how people from Cuba, they can touch the soil as long they could be here for a year. Now, you just think they can touch the soil and boom, they're automatically an American citizen, but it's not true. They have to be here for a year, and then they get citizenship for free, right?
Yeah.
First, the Venezuelans, they don't get that. But what they do is they give them a status called TPS, temporary protected status, right? Which basically is you're on parole, you're on probation. They get here, they file for asylum. That's the first. And they give them the TPS down the line. So you stay here, you get to work, you gotta pay taxes. But you paying taxes, and I don't care how long you stay here, you'll never be an American citizen. If you do anything wrong, you're out of here.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, that's just like a lot of us don't understand that a lot of the illegal aliens that are in the United States, they're paying taxes. They're working, taxes coming out of their check, okay? But they can't file a tax return. So they can't get a refund at the end of the year. The government gets to keep their money. So they're helping to finance the government. And I understand this because I used to work for the Internal Revenue Service, okay? And you get a bunch of cases like that where some illegal alien is using somebody's social security number, okay? And then the person goes to file their tax return. Then the IRS looks at the tax return and say, hold on, wait a minute. You're saying that all you made was $50,000 this year? No. Our information is showing you made $100,000. Well, that's that other $50,000 that alien made that was reported up under your number.
Let me tell you,
the government is looking for you to pay taxes on making $100,000.
let me tell you another scam I just caught on to. And I reported the apartments. All right. So I ain't always been the best person in my lifetime. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't an angel, put it that way. I got to work. Okay. But now, that was some years ago, 20 something years ago, right? So I go to apply for some apartments. I speak Spanish too, right? So I don't broadcast, but when I go into places, just know I order off the menu and they look at me. So I applied for some apartments up the street because I wanted to move out here and move to some apartments cheaper. Like, man, I pay almost $1,400 a month here. These are almost $1,100. Like, yeah, one bedroom, one floor bed. Set up shop, right? $200 application fee. Fill out all my information, right? You see where I'm going with it? All my information, driver license number, license plate number, all this thing. Now, everyone that lives over there is Hispanic.
Mm.
And people scam, right? Everybody lives over there is Hispanic. So when I walk in to meet the manager, because they want to know, they want to talk to me, so I come into the office. So when I walk into the office, it's a guy sitting there with a big spider tattoo on his neck. He's from Mexico, right? He got the big spider tattoo on his neck.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I'm looking at him like I know that tattoo. I don't say that. And he's on the phone talking to a tenant in Spanish, and they're complaining about black people outside. I don't say nothing. I'm just sitting there. Okay, she'll see you. I listen to the whole conversation.
And they don't know you speak Spanish.
In the back, tell the manager, you might need to make sure your people understand. People speak Spanish nowadays. I just heard the whole conversation. I ain't gonna say nothing. It's okay. But anyway, so she's talking to me about the apartment because I filled out several applications, but I only paid for one. So she was just like, what you can do is once you pay for it, because I hadn't paid for it at the time, right, Frank? Once you pay for it, let me know, and I'll change the date on your application because I didn't want to move in at the beginning of the month because the lease wasn't. I wanted to move in toward the beginning of the month. Well, just call me and let me know. I'll adjust the date. Yeah, it's cool. You can move in at your own leisure. Just couldn't get the keys. Okay. Next week, my application gets denied. So I'm like, what? Why did my application get denied? So I called the office, like, I don't know, nothing is going on. Yeah, I just wanted to check and follow up on my application. I'm in management. I work in corporate health, right? So I know how, so I wanted to follow up on my application, just to see, when things will move along. When your application goes wrong, wow, something in your background. Maybe you can dispute it with them. I'm like, yeah, because y'all only asked about 7 years. Nothing on my background past 7 years. So I called the background company and said, no, they didn't order a 7-year background check. They ordered a 90-year background check. I said, man, I'm on 47. What you mean? A 90-year background check. So that's what I called the scam. Man, I done put all my information on here for applying some apartment with a bunch of illegal immigrants. And now y'all gonna sell my info. And I done gave y'all $200. Yeah.
Oh man.
They do it like that.
Lord,
It's a scam.
Okay, so let me welcome IC on YouTube. Thank you for coming, IC.
Welcome, IC.
so Icy says when it comes to tax talk, my head hurts.
Yeah.
Well, any questions that I could answer for someone about U.S. taxes, I'm more than happy to try to help. Now, I was not an auditor. I was a revenue officer. I was in the collections division. And I'm the guy that if a business owed money, it was my job to go out and collect the money, either get them to pay it out of their pocket or take that business and sell it for the government. I also did the same thing when it came to your personal taxes. I would come into your home, go over your finances, and see if you can pay the government the money that is owed. If you could not pay it, then I would try to work something out to see if we could give you an installment agreement or whether or not we needed to put it on hold until you made more money so that you could pay it. Now, that was not doing anybody a favor. Most people think that that sounds great. Oh, you just put it on hold. No, there's penalties and interest that you're going to be paying all of that time that's on hold. So it's best to get it paid off. I also made people aware of a little thing that the government has called offer and compromise, where you could offer the government a certain amount of money where you could end up paying pennies on the dollar on the taxes that you owe, but you had to qualify for that. So I would go over that with people. So I just want to let everybody know, no, I'm not an auditor. Okay, so they know more questions about tax law than I do. I was on the other end. I was the guy who grabbed you by your ankles, turned you upside down, and shook the money out of your pocket.
You're, you're the, you're the chic.
It's shaking. Yeah.
But that's the thing that makes me understand money because I had to deal with so many types of people from the super rich to the poor. And I got to go over people's finances to see what people were doing with their money. And I learned a lot by doing that. It's almost like reading some of the books that people like Sylvia Porter wrote or um, Robert Kiyosaki and stuff like that, because you learn all of the businesses that are out there running, how they're ran, how they make their money, what's going on within that corporation when it comes to their expenditures. Okay, how much is coming in, how much is going out, and out of the officers who's taking so much money out of the company, and then I would have to make a determination as to whether or not to let that business stay in business or close it down. Now, I hated closing down businesses because it's not a thing of like punishing the CEOs or the owner of that business. You're putting people out of work. But here's the thing, the taxes that I was collecting from those businesses was the money that came out of your paycheck, where they did not turn over your money to the government. They spent it.
What?
Okay. Yes. And then it's my job to get that money back. When you file your tax return, the IRS does not tell you, sorry, but you have no money up. Your employer never turned any money in for you. So you file your tax return and the government will give you that money. They will pay you, even though there was no money put in for you. Then it's my job to go out and get those CEOs, hit their bank accounts, take their homes or whatever that has to be done to get that money back that the government had to pay out to you that they spent doing other things with your money. But most people don't know that that's what the IRS does.
I
They
had
have
no.
no idea.
Yeah, it's just like you know what, Frank, if people will see you, they're coming in your house, they're gonna hate you.
Oh,
No,
yes.
Like,
all answer to do is Frank.
because you know everything that you got, it might you might get from there.
So when you hear of us taking a business or taking someone's home and they try to make it sound like the IRS is so bad, wonder what was it that made the IRS do that? Just think about this. Most people who work a job, they'll never see a revenue officer, okay? Because your money is taken out of your paycheck before you even get it.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay,
So
so
your taxes are paid.
here's the
Go ahead.
thing, Frank. So what if for those people that you know owe taxes from the government, that you know they cannot really you know able you know to pay the tax? What will happen to them? You know what will happen to their property? Are you gonna get that from them, or there's a other option that you know they can pay their tax?
Well, if it's possible for me to give them an installment agreement to let them pay a little at a time to pay it off, then that's what I'll do. You know, uh, if they have assets that need to be sold to pay the government, then I will give them a chance to sell it so that they could try to get top dollar for it. Now, if they want sale, if they will not sell it, then I'll have to take it and put it up for auction
Mm.
Mm, okay.
and get the money that way. Now, that's something that I hate to do because they're not going to get top dollar. Everybody that comes to those IRS auctions, they're trying to pay as little as they can. You know, even though we have a set price as to where they have to meet that goal, they have to come up with that amount of money. Otherwise, we'll take it off. There's no sale. But you're not going to get what you could have gotten if you had to put it on the market yourself and sold it for top dollar. But that is a headache. Seizing property and selling the property, that's a job.
So like you know like Frank, you know every states they have different way of collecting tax.
Well, that state, there's a difference. I was federal.
Mm.
Okay, every state has their own little thing, or city has its own thing. But I was with the federal government, and that's different than the state. We don't collect money for the state, only for the federal government.
Okay. Because you know here in the Philippines is different than you know the way that you collect tax.
Yeah.
How does it work there?
Say that again.
How does it work in the Philippines?
Oh, how does it work in the Philippines? He said.
Well, it's just like here in the Philippines that you know you have to you know you have to declare everything that you know you have you know you you know declare all your properties, and that's you know they have to evaluate that, and that's the time that they can get you know the interest tax. So that's you
Well,
know that's
see, you guys are different than the United States. Okay,
so
the
there
way that
okay let me finish. A lot of you know a lot of people that sometimes you know they really avoid to pay the whole you know their property, so just you know they don't declare some of their property, so that's tax evasion. So that's you know that's the thing that you know once you declare everything that you had, you know of course you know you pay big you know taxes for that. So that's you know that's the way that we get taxed for you know people.
Yeah, because you guys have a that value added tax where every time you spend money, every time you buy something, that tax goes to the government, right?
Yeah, yeah. Every item that we buy from the store, the money that they get, it goes to the government.
See, and that's the thing. We have local governments that tax. We have the county that made tax. Then we have the state that made tax. And then you have the federal government that always tax.
So many taxes. Well,
Yeah.
just one, just one.
Not here. No, sir. I'm gonna go ahead and jump. Thank you for allowing me to join, Lily. Uh, hopefully we'll talk soon.
You're
Thank you so
always
much also. Thank you so much also for coming in my show. So I we appreciate that. And thank you so much for the donation.
Uh, thank you guys.
Okay. Okay.
Bye.
so.
So that's
Do you want to get back to love, or do you want to get back to the income?
well, okay. Okay, so we already done. So too much love, too much love will kill you. So okay, so let's gonna we already mentioned about the finances, the taxes thing. So let's go to the what's the difference between assets and liabilities, Frank? Okay, can you tell us?
Liabilities take money from you. Assets bring money to you.
Okay, so what the example of what the assets?
An apartment building.
Mm.
Um, your business should be an asset, even though it can be a liability. It's according to how you run it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Assets are things that you may own. Your car should be an asset, even though it's a depreciating asset, but it's
But
still worth some money
okay.
because you can sell it to get money out of it.
Mm.
But the longer you keep it until it reaches a certain point, it can go down to almost being worth nothing. But then after it reaches a certain age, it can go back up and become worth even more than what you paid for it if it becomes a collector's item.
Yeah. So this is what I noticed about people that they said, building a house, it's a assets. But for me, I don't think that's assets.
It's a liability.
Yeah, because
Uh, your house should go up in value as time goes along because real estate goes up in value. But with a house, you have to take care of a house. There's
yeah.
work that you have to constantly put into a house to keep it looking new, to
Mm-hmm.
keep it up to date. So you keep pumping money into it. Now, if you buy, say, an apartment building, okay, same thing. You still have to pump money into it to keep it up. You got upkeep, but you have tenants that are
Yeah.
paying out. So
Yeah.
those tenants will pay for the upkeep and put money in your pocket.
Right.
And the value of that property will rise also.
Yeah, it's just like, that's one thing that it's important, when you build a, apartment or house, the location. Because like, the house is not a asset, that's a liabilities. So if the location is not really into the interesting with the eye of the buyer, your house, the value goes down.
Yeah, it can go
And
down.
excuse me. And then if you're not maintain the house regularly, the value goes down also.
Yeah. And also, the neighborhood can change.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, from it becoming an affluent neighborhood to a lower class neighborhood, and then that makes the value of your property go down.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it may be the most well maintained house, the
Yeah.
value still go down because of the area. So that's why, like you were saying, location is important when it comes to buying your property.
Yeah, because it's just like, okay, if you buy, if you buy the house that, the location is not really as known as other, location. So you have to count out 10 years from now, 20 years from now, they might change, they might sold that and make into the like cemetery, like hospital, like school. So it depends what they gonna build on that. So if they gonna build that a cemetery, okay, the value of your house is just like goes down because of of the location. So like I said that the location is important when you build a house, or when you build a building.
Yeah,
So that's that's one thing that until now we're looking for a good location. Location.
yeah.
So that
That's if you want to make money. Now, there's another thing when it comes to buying properties. Some properties that you may buy may be just an investment property where you're going to step in, find a house that needs to be rehabilitated, put in the work, you know, build it back up, make it look good, and then sell it for way more than what you paid for.
yeah.
One of the things that I learned about real estate, okay, is you want to make your money off of that real estate when you buy it, not actually when you sell it. You're gonna make it when you buy it. You're not going to pay what that property is really worth. You want to pay under, because if the
Yeah.
person really wants to sell it, if they need the money, if they want the money, you want to buy it for less than
Hmm.
what it's worth.
So
You
it's
know,
just like it reminds me of the thing that the the one thing that I bought in Green Hills. What
yeah.
do you call that? The mar the one that I smash, the smash the
Oh, when you bought the what you call it, pedestal and mortar.
yeah. So they give me the 350 pesos, the price. Okay, so I use the juice style. So they gave me 150 pesos. So I think that it reminds me that I told you that I was looking for the lot.
Yeah,
So the worth of lot is just like 90 square meters. They asked for 1.1 million, and then I told the guy that okay, I'm gonna pay that in cash, 800K. But he said that it's okay, no need, it just passed. So no big deal. So it's just like I offer the good money. So it's not
right.
installment. So I can pay you cash. So if you want to take it, I'm gonna pay you. But if you don't, it's okay. No big deal for me because I don't really rush to look for the lot.
Well, that's one of the things about doing business. Uh, the buyer wants to get something for as cheap as they can possibly get it. The seller wants to sell it for as much. as
Mm-hmm.
they can get. And so
Yeah.
you have to negotiate and
Mm-hmm.
find that sweet spot where both of you can be happy. And
Yeah.
that's with everything that you buy. Um, Everything that you buy actually costs less than what you paid for. What is it really worth? The
Mm-hmm.
person that owns a store, they pay less for the items in their store than what they're going to sell it to you for.
Yeah.
So you want to try to get it close to the price as to what they paid for it. That's the smart business move.
Yeah,
Have
because
you
when
ever?
it comes, yeah, yeah. So when it comes to selling things like the items, they can still they double the price. They double the price. So it's
Yeah,
just like if somebody will ask, like they sell the like 350, that's the double price. But actually they get that just only 100 or over 100. So it's just like us, they buy that for for wholesale. Okay,
yeah.
so they don't buy that. So I still they still have profit on that. So it's just you think that you save money for that. No, it's not. But it's just like you have a good deal because they just they just put the price on that. So you have a good deal to get the half of that price. So the half of that price, they still have profit for that. So it's just like
That's
the lot, house and lot, or buy a land.
Yeah, that's why you do better buying the land and then having the house built yourself instead of
Yeah,
going to someone who has bought the land and built a house. You're going to end up paying way more for that house than you would have if you had bought the land yourself and then paid a contractor and had them to come in and build the house. Same thing with like buying a car. Okay. And I see a big difference here than in the United States. Okay. In the United States, most of us have learned that the dealership, okay, when they get a car, they borrow money to buy these cars from the manufacturer. Okay. They get a loan from a bank, they get the cars, and then they try to sell the cars. Okay. um, they're paying interest on all of those cars sitting on their lot. So after a car reaches a certain age, and I'll explain it. To say this is 2004, the best
okay.
time to buy a 2004 car is when the 2005s are coming out. They need to move those 2004s out of the way to make room for the 2005. Where you're going to get a better deal once they have to move those cars, after they have to get rid of those cars. Now, that's how it works in the United States. Here, they want to set a price,
Oh yeah.
try to get you to pay that price no matter
Mhm.
what, you
Mhm.
know, and that I would not do. I always want to buy an automobile um, as close to the invoice price because there's still profit for that dealer under that invoice price. He still
Yeah.
makes a small profit off of that car. So if I buy a car, I don't buy a 2004 in 2003 when the 2004s come out. No, I'm going to buy a 2003 and get it as close to invoice as I can, or sometimes You could even get them for under invoice.
Yeah, that's why, when it comes to car here in the Philippines, a lot of people, they don't really want to get the car because, some dealer company, they don't really explain to the customer that, they can go to the invoice sale. They just
Yeah.
really want, they just really, the agent, the dealer ship company, they really want to rob your pocket. Okay, they don't really give you, the the good deal,
Well,
just to get, to expose, to dispose that, the item. No, they don't do that, because it's just like, remember, we went to the Toyota, to inquire, about, the car that we plan to buy it. But you cannot really tell that, they give you 1,000 discount for that.
well,
And
that's
when
just
you
like, remember I asked what was the invoice price, and they didn't want to say
Yeah,
how
they
much
said
did
that
the car
they don't
cost
know.
at the dealership. Yeah, they don't, or I think they know. If you've been
Yeah, they
around the
know.
car dealing business long enough, you understand, but you don't want to say.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. They don't want to say because then everyone will expect to get the car for under the price. A lot of people in the United States don't even understand this system. I learned this system. There's a thing for government employees. It's called the United Buyer Service, where you could get a car for $100 to $200 above the invoice price. And that made me very interested in how cars were bought and sold. And then when I became a revenue officer and I had a case on a car dealership and I got to go through the books and see what was going on at that dealership to make the determination as to whether or not I would let the dealership stay open or close it down and sell off everything myself. That's when I learned how the car business actually works. And
Yeah.
a lot of people don't know that. See, it would be better if you could buy the car straight from the manufacturer yourself and skip the middleman. But the dealership is the middleman. So he gets the car at a certain price.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the American cars, they have a sticker. And this sticker shows the manufacturer's suggested retail price.
But here we
Okay.
don't, you can't see
Well,
that. You can,
here, here, what they're doing is they're trying to sell it at the manufacturer's suggested retail price. Okay. And that's the thing. The car can be sold for less than that, and the dealership can still make a profit. But they want to get it all. And me, I understand that I actually have what they want, money.
Mhm. Yeah.
And
It's all
that's
about money, money, money.
and that's the thing when it comes to dealing with cash. Okay, you
Yeah.
don't have to get it financed. Okay, you're not going to go through their financing, and you're not going to take the car uh, that they have on the lot, the newest model. You take the older model, or you order the car.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
so
in
it's
short,
not a car that they already have, and you can get a better deal ordering a car because they know that car is sold as soon as it comes in.
when you buy things, all the things that you really want to buy, it's better to buy cash than using financing or using credit card.
Well, yes, because another thing, when you finance, you have to pay interest. So that
Mm-hmm.
makes the price of the car actually be more. That's more money that you're going to have to pay out.
Right.
You see, just like how the dealer, he buys the car on credit and
Mm-hmm.
then has to sell it because he's paying interest to the bank on the money that he borrowed to buy all of those cars.
Yeah.
That's why
So,
he have to sell them.
yeah, so that's why, for those Western women, particularly black, don't tell the brothers that they are dusty and broke, okay? So
No, we
they're not.
understand business. We understand business.
So
As a
because,
matter of you will find
because,
out you will find out that most dealerships, most repair shops, they rob women because they know women, the majority of women, I'm not going to say all, okay, don't know how the business is ran. So they
mm,
charge you.
yeah. So this is my, we already reached the 2 hour time, Frank. So this is my last statement for those people watching, particularly Western women. Okay. Don't say this to our brothers that they going to other country, they're broke and dusty, because there's a difference between broke and poor. Okay. Broke is just like temporary, and poor just eternal. So don't say it that, when you meet a person that, they just, what, 50,000, 50,000 a year, you consider they're broke in dusty. No, they're not. They're not broke. Okay. So they're not poor, because there's a difference between the poor and the broke. Broke is eternal. And
Uh, I have a little thing that I would like to say. I would like for people to set up their budget.
mm,
You know, uh, go to this website, uh, irs.gov, and find forms. There's a form called a 433A. That's for you personally. And if you have a business, a 433B. And fill that form out. When you get through filling that form out, you will have all of your assets on one side, all of your liabilities on the other side, so that you can go down and see exactly what you're spending.
yeah, because
Once you see, let me finish this. Once you see exactly what you're spending, then you can see where the fat is, where you're wasting money, where
mhm,
you can actually stop spending or blowing this money on certain things and then take that money and save it. And
yeah.
you'll be surprised how your um, pesos or dollars will add up. Okay, once you start doing this, everyone should cut out a certain percentage of their income and save it out of every paycheck. You
Yeah,
know,
that's the problem. That's the problem, Frank. That why people all over the world, they cannot really save money, because once they have money, it's just like they just really think, to spend than to save. Majority of people all over the
this
world.
is This is one thing that I've heard from so many people before I retired as a revenue officer. They will tell you, I don't have any money. I can't save anything. I'm poor. Well, here's the thing. The poor must save. The rich don't have to, but they do. It's
Well,
not
it's
like
just
what you see on these videos. Rich people, okay, they hold on to their money. They've got a tight grip on their money. They don't go out and blow money like it looks like on these videos. You do not see super rich people walking around with gold chains on their necks and diamonds all over their fingers and stuff like that. They don't blow money like that. Okay, they do not do that. They will buy their children's clothes at Walmart.
yeah.
Okay, you will not see their children walking around with Air Jordans on their feet. You got a 3-year-old kid with a pair of Air Jordans on his feet. Now, you don't see that, okay? They're not going to do that. They don't waste their money. You'll never become rich wasting your money.
Yeah, like I told you, Frank, that take a look here. This is real talk. The situation here in the Philippines. Look at the ghetto area. A lot of people there. Check it out. The brand of their clothes, the brand of their gym shoes, the brand of appliances that they have. It's branded, but when you ask them, they have money on their bank accounts, or they have bank accounts or savings account. They will say, yes, they have a bank account, but they don't have money on the savings account. So it's just
Mm,
like that's the one thing that it reminds me of one of the I think one of the richest uh Chinese Filipino, this Ramon, the owner of San Miguel. It's just
yeah.
like, even though he has the money, but he don't let his children, to be use of branded thing. Okay, just like his children go to the for the factory where he has, and the children eat what the workers eat. So some Filipino, no, they don't do that. They don't do that. They're very. Take a look here, Frank. A lot of people, here, they don't have food. They don't have rice on their rice dispenser. But look at their phone. It's updated. It's updated. Even the balut vendor, their cell phone is very updated. Okay. Why I say that? Because one time I bought balot and I saw the balot vendor. Oh my God, her cell phone is better than mine. So that's the problem, because people are very in way of material thing, instead of save money. Because actually you're right that poor, I'm not prejudiced, because when you say poor, you just you're just a racist, you have discriminated some people, they feel that. Okay, so they must, it's a must that they save money. Because I mentioned one of my live show that some, they just enjoy being poor. It doesn't mean that you want to become a millionaire, or it's just like saving money is important. You don't have to become a super millionaire or billionaire. It's just like, if in case emergency, you don't really look, what do you call that, broke. because once the treatment between between people has money and we don't, it's different, especially when you get sick. But some people, they just prepare, oh, I'm good being a poor, I'm happy being poor as long as I have family with me, my family love me. Oh my god, I have because I heard some of those people, Filipino, say that it's okay for them to become poor because they're still happy because they have family that love them. But be practical. Is love bring money on your table? Is love can pay the bills?
I
Oh,
would like to make this comment. I do not want to offend anybody by using the word poor, but I will tell you about myself. I grew up poor. I grew up in the ghettos of Chicago, but as a child, okay, I understood that I didn't want my life to always be this way. And I promised myself that when I got big enough to do something about it, I would do something about it. And that's what I did. I started out working at 11 years old. Okay, I had a paper route. Okay, delivering papers every morning before I went to school, and I've been working ever since. You know, and the thing is that was taught to me by my parents. Okay, was that when you are poor, you must save. Okay, let me say that again. When you are poor, you must save. You know, and that's
yeah,
all
that's
it
right.
takes. And you could change everything just
Mhm.
by putting a little bit away so that you can get to the point where you can your money make money for you. Okay, I just wanted to say that.
Okay, so my doctor, Even Martin, thank you for coming back on my live streaming. So, any question, guys? So, my PayPal is is waving, so anyone can send donation to my PayPal so that YouTube will not get a cut from my donation. So,
So that
guys,
we won't be poor.
yeah, any question, guys? We want to hear your question.
Ah, hello, MK Mobile Gaming in the Philippines.
So yeah, that's one thing, Frank, that once you um because some people they're not narrow minded when it comes to say when it comes to money, because they said that especially in a relationship, they really want that it's okay to have a relationship without talking about money. No, it's not. It's important to have a relationship, and you have also talk about money, because you don't have to talk uh, about money just just to get your personal interest when it comes to money. So this is a building a future empire with your with your partner. So it's just like I've been through a lot of people that when it comes to money, making money, save money, money talks, bullshit.
Walks.
Bullshit
Yes,
walks.
money talk, yes, walks.
So it's just like they don't really want to they don't really want to hear the money talks, okay? But so it's just like
So one
one
thing,
thing that
go
okay,
ahead.
go ahead. So one
Once that
thing that I don't really, I don't really understand why these people are very, they're very great pretender when it comes to money. That they tells that, oh, money is the root of all kind of evil, whatever they find that. But for
only a
me,
person, hold on 1 second. Only a person with no money says that. You will never hear a person with money say that money is the root of all evil. Never. But um, this other thing that I have to get across to people, okay?
thank you so much, my doctor, to send me on my PayPal. I really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. You make me happy. Thank you. Thank you so
But we
much.
we must realize, okay, that once you become married, okay, there's no such thing as 50-50. All of the money belongs to both of you. All of the money that comes into the household belongs to the household. You are a team. You are working together. And it is hard for a person today, for one person, just to get out and make the money and take care of everybody else. It takes two people working together to become as one and to think as one and
Okay,
to
so,
change the situation. Go ahead.
okay, let me read this from IC. Personally, I depend on myself, so that's the reason I don't talk about money.
Are you planning on getting married, Icy?
Frank asks you, are you planning to get married? Please, if you're not ready, just enjoy, just enjoy being single, okay? But yes, there's a truth about people who says money is the root of evil in malicious way is the one who doesn't have it or been through it a lot when it comes to money. Oh, she's married, Frank. She's happily
So
married.
you and your husband, you never sit down and go over the budget?
That's a question from Icy. She's happily married.
Yeah, that's great. But that's why I want to know, okay, do they sit down and go over the budget together every month? Do they look at where their status is, where their goals are, and how close they are to those goals? These
Well,
are
she
things
said
we have to work on together.
she said that he trusts me with everything. So that's good to hear that your husband trusts everything from you.
I'm not talking about trust, okay? This has nothing to do with trust. It's a thing of knowing where you're headed so that you can stay focused on that ultimate goal. Okay, at what age do both of you intend to retire? Do you have all of your retirement plans together, and are they working step by step by step? See, these are the things we become too relaxed and not keep working. And this is one of the differences I think between men and women. We stay goal oriented. We know what has to be done. We know that life is short and that we have to take care or make sure that our family is taken care of once we're gone.
Yeah.
How many women actually think about what's going to happen to their family after they're gone and
Okay, so
feel that
let
they have to provide for their family?
okay, let me read this from IC Frank. we talk about in the very beginning, as long as we are not financially struggling, we don't talk about money.
To each his own.
What?
I know not to get into a debate with women when it comes to stuff like this. But we men, we sit down and we talk because there's always room for improvement, and we know
Yeah.
this. And we feel that responsibility way more than women do, at least most men. Okay? So if you don't talk about it, if you don't keep up to date with it, then that's the way you do things. And I have nothing against that. But me, I stay on top of things.
All right. So, okay, Frankie, we already 2 hours and 30 minutes. So I would like, but I'm too obsessed with planning everything financially. That's good. I see. So, okay, guys. So I have to
Time to
stop
go.
my live now because I already reached the 2 hours, so I over 30 minutes. So I would like to thank to my doctor. Thank you so much, doctor, for giving me the prescription. Thank you so much, doc, for giving me a good prescription. So you make my heart feel good and you make my heart feel healthy. Thank you so much. And of course, thank you so much also to the professional nomad podcast. Thank you so much for coming into my live streaming. And of course, the super stickers that you gave. I see. Thank you so much for coming. And
We always
also,
enjoy your company, Icy.
yeah, thank you, IC. And for those coming also, MK, thank you so much, MK. Who else? Poots, thank you so much, Poots. Even though you're suddenly disappear, suddenly disappear, but thank you so much. Your time and for come on my live. Bob, thank you for dropping by.
Evan
And
Martin.
Scott, of course, that's my doctor. Even Mark,
Oh, okay.
my doctor. He gave me a good prescription, Frank. And Scott, and thank you so much, Scott. And then Keys. Thank you so
Uh,
much, guys. And have a okay. And of course, my one and only, my my special guest, Frank Tate. Thank you so much, my love.
did you mention Scott in the World?
Yeah, I mentioned Scott, and then Seven Ways. Thank you so much, Seven Ways, and Keys. Okay, so thank you so much, guys. So I hope to see you on my next live stream, and have a good weekend to everyone. Bye.